Of all the small, gas-stingy imports, our sexiest is Capri, the sexy European. And the only place you can buy a new Capri
is at the sign of the cat.
Of all the elegant luxury cars, our most elegant are the new 75 Lincoln Continental Town Coupe and Mark IV. And the only place you can buy a new Continental
is at the sign of the cat.
Of all the luxurious personal cars, our most personal is Mercury Cougar XR7. And the only place you can buy a new Cougar
is at the sign of the cat.
Of all the small luxury cars, our most luxurious is the new precision-size Mercury Monarch Coupe. And the only place you can buy a new Monarch
is at the sign of the cat.
Capri, Continental, Mark IV, Cougar, Monarch. Only one place can put these 5 sexy cars together. Your Lincoln Mercury dealer. He's a pretty sexy guy.
We knew that.
A successful field goal is one of my great moments. That was a great moment in my career, but now I'd like to introduce you to another great moment. This is Anthony Jackson. He learned to study and to care about his life at a community house. Today, he gives back what he received by teaching. There are a lot of great moments in life, and you can share them when you support your local United Way. The United Way, thanks to you, it's working.
John Williams, the one newcomer to the Rams' veteran offensive line a year ago. The Rams gave up a first-draft choice for him in a trade with Baltimore. Why? Because the former Baltimore general manager Klosterman and owner Rosenblum, moving over to L.A., knew his quality. He's doing some job for the Rams.
49ers trailing 6-0. Move from their own 48-yard line. Owen hands off to Jackson. And Jackson, turning the corner, showing good running style, picks up 4 yards inside the Ram territory. He's at the 48. Jack Youngblood and Isaiah Robertson there. Last week, Wilbur Jackson hurt his knee against the Oakland Raiders, and he was questionable all week. But he is learning what you must learn as a pro football player, and that is how to play hurt a little bit. First quarter stats. Rams led 105 yards to 46. And leading on the scoreboard 6-0. Second down, call it a long 5. Jackson again. Turning the corner. Ooh, and does he take Charlie Stoops?
Well, I got to be honest. I like Charlie Stoops. He's not bad on pass coverage, but he has never been notorious for his tackling. I think he got hit in spite of himself then.
He's another one of those Baltimore players that Don Klosterman and Carol Rosenblum like so much. And when Baltimore traded him to Minnesota last year, well, they decided we want him. He's big. He's 6'3", 212. He has good speed. At that time, he really took a shot from Wilbur Jackson, who got a couple of extra yards to make it 3rd down and 1 for the 49ers. And just short of the 48-yard line of the Rams. Jackson again, and Jackson very close to the first down.
He may have just edged it out, Giff.
Needed to get to the 42.
I was about to say Stoops had a good game a week ago against the Jets with, of course, the key interception.
Well, this will be a close one, Howard, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is not a first down. With my 20/20 vision, I can tell you that immediately.
The only 20/20 vision you have, Alex, is by way of hindsight.
I'll tell you, it's going to be just a matter of a fraction of an inch, Alex.
Oh, I know it. I'm very aware of it.
Mongo, you're in trouble, baby. Mongo.
All right, referees, I want a remeasurement there, Frank.
First down, 49ers.
They better put their glasses on.
Referees 1, Mongo 0. Ball at the 42-yard line. The 49ers with the 2-5 record. The Rams with the 5-2. The Rams win tonight.
They're so right. America's best sports coverage. Are they ever right?
The Rams can win tonight. There'll be 3 games left in the Western Division of the NFC. Play fake by Owen. Looking out for Abramowitz, and he drops the ball. You won't see that happen by Danny Abramowitz very often. He's not fast. He gets open well, and he seldom drops the ball.
He's a glue-fingered fella. A lot like your friend Howie Twilley, Alex.
That's right, Mr. Snail.
Danny Abramowitz has caught a pass, at least one pass, in 98 consecutive games. And, boy, if he doesn't get another shot tonight, he'll look back on that one because he most certainly should have had it.
He's a good-looking guy, Mr. Alphabets.
He'll play with you a little, too. Second down. Oh, and Freddie Dryer says, oh, why did I do that? Flags fly. Freddie Dryer, top of your screen. I'm sure you saw it. Got a little mad at himself. Freddie Dryer, as he said, is not too big, but he is quick, and he likes to get the jump on the offensive tackle. Well, he was drawn off.
He was drawn off sides, Frank.
I told you he was quick.
Good recovery, Giff.
That's one for the referees and none for Frank.
Illegal procedure. And called against Tom Owen, who is pulled away from the center. So the penalty goes against the 49ers. Second down and 15. Ball at the 47 of the Rams. Jackson gets a little hole, and he runs into the 13-year veteran Merlin Olsen.
You can't draw on Merlin Olsen. He's one of those old-timers. He knows every play in the book.
Made the Pro Bowl every year he's been in the National Football League.
And you are looking at him in his last year of action, I suspect.
What's he going to do, run for Congress or something?
No, he's going to become a broadcaster.
Good.
Well, there goes my coat again.
I like it. Third down and 14. The ball at the 46 of the Rams. Owen, again, will get that pressure, that front four, and look at him come. There he goes.
Oh, boy.
Larry Brooks took the ball right out of his hand and recovered by Ken Geddes. But Larry Brooks stormed through, took the ball right out of Owen's hands, and it was recovered by Ken Geddes. Take a look at number 90, if we can follow him. He comes in right of your screen. Oh, and I don't believe I ever saw him. There he goes. He knocks the ball loose. Now there's Geddes, who was questionable this week. He had a bad leg, but he comes up with the fumble. Good field position for the Rams.
I love that, Brooks, out of Virginia State. In his third year, 14th round draft choice. What a surprise.
The ball is at the 37-yard line of the 49ers. The Rams out in front, 6-0. Play fake by Harris. Oh, and Harris trying to drill the ball to Jack Snow in between two linebackers. And Snow was not even looking for it. He was looking for a rap in the head.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that, Frank. Snow didn't even look at the ball right now. He's looking at the linebacker who's coming over with him. No, it's the back, and he's a little scared, a little leery of that linebacker.
I'll tell you, that's Willie Harper. And Jack, I think, is more concerned with Willie Harper than he was with that ball. Hi, guys.
They almost kissed.
Second down and 10. Ball's at the 37. Cappelletti following McCutcheon around the right side. Cappelletti inside the 30. Goes down at the 28. ABC will bring you a full afternoon of exciting NCAA college football action this week. For the first Saturday doubleheader, you'll be seeing one of four top regional football games at 12:30 Eastern Time as Ohio State meets Michigan State. Vanderbilt takes on Kentucky. Arizona State is a Brigham Young. New Mexico State versus Tulsa. Plus a key nationally televised game as LSU meets unbeaten Alabama at 4 Eastern Time. That's ABC college football doubleheader this Saturday. Be sure to consult your local listings for the time of the game in your area.
That's the cherubic middle linebacker, or cherubic in your terms, Alex. Frank Nunley got some quick treatment, trotting off the field now. I look forward to seeing that Alabama team in that nationally televised game, Giffer. LSU has had tough going this season, but they're always up for the Crimson Tide, and the Big Bear almost lost one to Florida State, which has been suffering for a long time. Remember that 8-7 contest won by the men of the Big Bear in just the final minutes?
Hope the Bears watch him because one of the future superstars in the NFL, is performing tonight for the 49ers. Regardless of their record, Wilbur Jackson has a great future ahead of him. Frank Nunley is replaced by a rookie linebacker from Penn State, Tom Hall, number 54. Capoletti gets the call. Flag is down. Flag goes down at the line of scrimmage. Capoletti got the call on the 3rd and 2. Offside, 49ers. Rams will have a first down inside the 25 of the 49ers. They lead 6-0 as we look at my former teammate, Dick Nolan. Led the 49ers to the only titles they ever won in 70, 71, and 72. Came unglued last year, were 5-9, and having his problems this year.
Suffering this year.
A lot of injuries. John Brody, the great 49er quarterback, retired this past year. Spurrier was set to take over. He had proven he could do that in 72 when he threw 18 touchdown passes. And Spurrier dislocated his shoulder the week before the season started. It's been downhill ever since. First down. The ball is at the 23. Rams moving. Harris firing it and caught by Bob Klein. He'll go in. Beautiful. Beautiful execution. Bob Klein, the big tight end. Only 10 receptions coming into tonight's game. Scores from 23 yards out. And I will not say that Bob Klein is in his 6th year out of USC.
Well, I know that would come up.
You know, he's really a super blocker, but every now and then they turn him loose. And he's working against Winland Hall, by the way, who is playing a tight safety, replacing Mel Phillips, the regular tight safety. All right, David Ray for the conversion. Well, I don't believe it. 2 in a row. This time he just missed it. The Rams take a 12-0 lead as David Ray misses to the right. We'll be back at Candlestick Park right after this message.
Every winter, it's a battle against the elements. And you need all the help you can get. You need the Sears steel-belted radial snow tire. So when your neighborhood streets turn against you, you can fight back with a unique multi-angle tread that digs in to help stop you. A tread with over 2,000 gripping edges that help you get started again with a sure foot. And when that expressway drive becomes a snowy ordeal, you'll have a radial design and 2 steel belts for strength and traction. The Sears steel-belted radial snow tire. Because in the battle against winter, you need all the help you can get. Snow-gripping radial design, 2 steel belts, and a deep biting tread. The Sears steel-belted radial snow tire. Only at Sears.
Felix's daughter runs away to follow her idol, singer Paul Williams, on The Odd Couple, Thursday at 8, 7 Central, here on ABC.
Well, one of the Niner Nuggets, the cheerleaders here, lovely ladies, most of them.
I just love those lovely ladies, Howard.
I want to see that touchdown play again, which we will after the kickoff, because I want you to see how Mr. Hall was trying to help out in a situation.
Number 27, David Ray, set to kick to Mike Holmes, Manfred Moore, and this will be Mike Holmes, a rookie from Texas Southern. And Holmes moving out to the 35-yard line, hit there by Bill Simpson, a 25-yard return.
Well, they better mount a drive in a hurry before the game gets out of hand, Giffer. Now let's take another look at that touchdown peg from number 12. Giffer, suppose you explain to them how you can't pin the blame on Hull.
Hull, as Alex and I were discussing earlier, was probably going to the hook zone into the flat, and he was trying to help out against Bob Klein. And Bob Klein goes in, as you see, from 23 yards out.
Oh, boy.
Bob Scribner goes off. Number 33.
He is a good special team man,
yes,
Alex.
He is. He's
he
tough.
threw a block earlier that we didn't get back to because it was really irrelevant to the play. But he hits.
First and 10. The ball is at the 35. 49ers trailing 12-0. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Alex Karras. Oh, Good play fake. Oh, and trying to go to Mitchell and unloads it, and he is unloaded on by number 85, Jack Youngblood.
Youngblood is a positive stallion. A few years back at the College All-Star game, before the game was played, we were out there to help cover it. Talking with all of the coaches who'd been watching the All-Stars work out, they agreed that this was the best athlete on the team. And he's proved out in the NFL. Tough.
And again, he has to his inside Merlin Olsen, so he doesn't really have to worry about a whole lot of run responsibility. The second down and 10. Oh, and now has gone down 3 times. This is Jackson. And he spins and twists. Gets a couple of yards out to the 38-yard line. Nick Nolan trying to explain what went wrong on Klein's touchdown pass a moment ago. Speculation, and it's only speculation, would be that Wendell Hall, number 43, the strong safety, should have been there. 3rd down and 7. Al Clark now comes in as the 5th man in the secondary for the Rams. Jack Reynolds, the middle linebacker, goes out. Ball at the 32, the 37-yard line. A little over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. 49ers trailing 12-0. Owen goes for a Abramowitz. First down, he holds on.
Yeah, he wasn't going to drop that one. No way.
Stokes is fell down over there, Howard.
Abramowitz. And Owen connected. It'll be a first down for the 49ers at the 49-yard line of the Rams.
You like that one, Mike? We've got a star-studded audience here today, Giffer. Mike Douglas of the streets of San Francisco in the next booth, along with John Duke Wayne, Andy Williams, all disciples of Mungo.
Ken Venturi's here, too. Just came by and showed us his overlap grip.
And don't forget Jimmy Butsicaris. He's over here with me. Flew in from Detroit with me.
49ers moving. There's the 49 of the Rams. Owen going back to Mitchell. This time he makes it good. Mitchell down to the 32-yard line of the Rams. Hit there by Jack Reynolds. That shows me something. A minute ago, Tom Owen threw it away, intending to go to Mitchell in the same pattern. He came right back with it. Let's look at it again. Mitchell's job, of course, just to get in between linebackers, find the open hole, which he does perfectly, in between Geddes and Reynolds. First down, 49ers. They're at the 32. Schreiber around the left side, and Geddes slips, recovers to make the tackle, but Schreiber picks up 4 yards. This program is being brought to you as a special exclusive of ABC Sports. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds and allow our friends and local stations along the line to identify themselves. Second down and 7. Ball at the 29-yard line. Young Tom Owen, the rookie from Wichita, directing the attack. Oh, and down he goes again. It was Brooks in there hitting Tom Owen, and he really popped him, and Geddes could not hold on.
I told you that Brooks is too much. Hey, Frank, you ran down the NCAA games this weekend, the regionals, and I guess I should have embellished what you said about Ohio State against Michigan State.
Number 1, Ohio State.
Oh, the way they've been crushing everybody in sight is almost beyond belief. You put together 2 kids like Griffin and Corny Green and kind of the rest of the personnel that Woody has, it's hard to stop them from being number 1. But Michigan State, maybe they can give them a good game.
All right, John Watson, who had been blocking Larry Brooks, comes out. They'll try number 66 for a while, Bob Pincion. Comes in the left guard for the 49ers. It's third down and 7. And a flag goes down, and it usually means we're going to have a holding call.
Yep.
That pass was blocked. It had been intended, or at least was thrown in the general area of Washington and was blocked. But a holding penalty will be called against the 49ers.
We've got 8:48 left in the second period. The Rams are leading 12-0. They bobbled one attempted conversion.
Kaz Banaszak, the guilty party for the 49ers.
Ray missed the second attempted conversion. Wait a minute here,
Penalty
Frank.
declined. Rams declining the penalty to bring up the 4th down.
I'm glad you said Banaszak, because we got a producer who insists on calling him Banaszak.
Wondered about them declining that because Bruce Gossett has kicked the ball from over 50 yards in his career a couple of times. He's attempting a 46-yarder. Now, that's what happened. That was just an error in judgment on the part of the Rams. They didn't think Gossett could make it. And indeed he did. The 49ers are on the scoreboard. 8:43 remaining in the first half. 12-3 Los Angeles.
When someone needs help at sea, they can't wait. Yeah, you're a volunteer, so you answer the call. You know, you only go around once. And for you, it's a gust of life when you can beat the sea and laugh about it later.
Come around, take the gust of life's giving. Come around, taste the gusto of Schlitz.
A few moments ago, there was a holding penalty against the 49ers. It was declined, and Bruce Gossett, who was set to kick off now, came in and kicked, or rather Tom Whittam will kick off for the 49ers, but Bruce Gossett hit from 46 yards out. Apparently, the Rams did not feel he could kick the ball that far. Whittam hits one short to Pat Curran. Curran, the big tight end, lumbers over the 35 to the 38.
Lumbers is the word. We showed you a picture of Chuck Knox as Frank was talking about the judgment made by the Rams. It's hard to tell who made that decision to reject or decline the penalty. Marilyn Olsen, 74, the defensive team captain who you just saw, and there's Bruce Gossett who kicked it. Chuck Knox, the coach from the sidelines. In any event, the judgment was questionable in the light of subsequent events.
All right, Harris pitches out to Cappelletti. Cappelletti fighting and scrambling. He's over the 42. He drops the ball. Fumbles the ball, but the Rams recover. And they pick up a couple of yards on the recovery. Jack Snow over there very alertly picking up the fumble by Cappelletti. A gain of 6, it'll be second down and 4. A moment ago, had the Rams taken that penalty, it would have meant there would have been a third down and 17. They elected not to, so it was fourth down. 49ers hit from 46 yards out with 3 points. Cappelletti again getting the call over the right side. He's close to a first down. Up to the 48-yard line. Referee pops the top of his head. Says, I want a little referee's timeout. First down, they do not even need to measure.
I could have told him that, Frank.
Can't take your judgment anymore either.
Rams got on the scoreboard first. Tony Baker went in from 1 yard out. David Ray tried to run the conversion in after his bobble did not make it. Then Klein scored from 23 yards out, and the conversion was missed. Harris, he's got a big arm. He's going for Jackson. Harris with a flat-footed toss of about 55 yards. Jackson covered back there by Mike Holmes. A little help from his friend Bruce Taylor.
He was well covered back there.
Interesting story on Mike Holmes. He was a #1 draft pick of the 49ers a year ago and was hurt during the preseason. Good all-around athlete. Howard mentioned Cappelletti being an all-around athlete. This was a great athlete at Texas Southern University. Played split end, he played defense, did a little bit of everything, but he
That's
missed
right.
all of last season.
Tremendous speed.
It's second down and 10. Rams moving from their own 48. And McCutcheon over the 50. Goes down at the 49. He picks up 3. Bob Hoskins, number 56. And on the tackle.
You know, Howard, you're talking about Nolan's problem going with that single, with the single coverage more than the zone coverage, and really.
Well, that's questionable. The column wrote that. The 49ers dispute it. But if they are using mainly single coverage, well, let's get back to the action. Then we can talk about it.
We'll see the ball in the air on third down and 7. 2 wide receivers are in, Jack Snow and Lance Bristol, along with Harold Jackson, number 29. Harris dumps it off to McCutcheon. And a good open field tackle by Winland Hall. McCutcheon might have gotten one, but one of the tough things a safety man will ever have to do is to tackle a back like McCutcheon in the open field. Well, the Rams will be punting.
That was a big tackle as we watch it again. And now we've got a big series coming up for San Francisco, as that defensive series for them was a big series. They've changed things around with the field goal. Now they'll get the ball again, and they'll have a shot with 6:05 left in the half.
Dave Chappell ordinarily would kick for the Rams. He's not having a good year, so we're looking at Mike Burke. And he pops one. The fair catch is called for and made by Bruce Taylor at the 17-yard line. 5:52 remaining in the first half. L.A. is out in front of San Francisco, 12-3.
Over 15 million people are enjoying the closest thing to a perfect shave with the Gillette Track 2 razor.
Track 2 gets as close as I think a razor can get.
Well, I think the Track 2 is about the greatest razor I've ever used, sir.
Track 2 is like feeling his face. There's like peach fuzz.
I couldn't believe it. The first blade cuts, and then the second blade gets it before it gets back into the skin. If you don't believe me, come over and use mine first before you buy one.
The Gillette Track 2 shaving system, the closest thing to a perfect shave.
Dick Tracy, Wethead. Dick Tracy, the dry look. Clark Kent, Wethead. Clark Kent, the dry look. Shazam, Wethead. Shazam, the dry look.
The dry look makes a good guy look even better. And only Gillette has the adjustable valve to spray as light and dry as you like. So come on, hero. Get rid of that wet look. Get the dry look from Gillette. Aerosol, and now a liquid too.
Well, I wonder if he's going to phone tonight. Actually, we did have a phone call a week ago from Muhammad Ali. He told us in Pittsburgh. He phoned Howard and said, I'm going to win.
He is the greatest.
Indeed, he did. And he'll be on with us at halftime. 5:52 remaining in the first half. 49ers moving from their own 17-yard line. Wilbur Jackson cutting back, and Jackson's over the 20, out to the 22-yard line. Gain of 5. Hit there by Dave Elmendorf and Jack Reynolds. Bob Pincion remains at offensive tackle for the 49ers, at offensive left tackle, number 66, where he is blocking against Larry Brooks. Larry Brooks had quite a first quarter with John Watson. So we've had a change. It'll be second down and 6. They mark it just short of the 22. Driver gets the call. He moves over the left side. And he goes down after making up a yard and a half.
All right, here's Brooks, number 90 here. He does a good job against Brooks. Just stays right with him, number 66. Yep.
That's
He's
Bob
doing a good
Pincion.
job. The play is over, and he's still good. Bob Pincion. I wanted to say that, pronounce that. Bob Pincion.
Alcorn State, and brought in there to handle Larry Brooks. Not an easy job. It'll be third down and 3. Ball short of the 25. Oh, and no place to put it. And he goes down. He'll lose a couple. And no receiver open. Hit there by Ken Geddes. Good coverage downfield by the Rams secondary.
Well, he couldn't take advantage. I like that young man from Wichita State, though, Alex Owen. However, if things continue in this vein, because this was a very important series to them to try and get back in the ball game more than they are, we may yet see Norm Snead.
He is not swift of foot, though, is he?
Tom Whittam will punt. Dave Elmendorf, 42. Bill Simpson, 48 are deep for the Rams. Clock moving. Inside 4 minutes. Off the side of Whittam's foot. And it takes a strong Los Angeles Ram bounce. It'll be down at the 49-yard line of the Rams.
You know, this year has been notable, folks, for the development of new powers in the National Football League. What better examples than the Bills of Buffalo, led by the Juice and Joe Ferguson, the Patriots of New England, and the St. Louis Cardinals, led by Don Coryell. What a game next Monday night. Those Cards against the Vikes.
Cappelletti tripped up as he moves over midfield down to the 48-yard line. Give Cappelletti a couple of yards. Rookie from Penn State seeing the most action he has seen all year. Coming into tonight's game, he'd only carried the ball 10 times.
Well, Bertelsen got shaken up earlier. It's not yet known if he'll return, and that's given John his opportunity, Giff.
6'1", 217 pounds, John Cappelletti. But this is James Harris. He's 6'4", 225. And he throws it out to Lance Rensel. And they're saying that Rensel managed to keep his feet in bounds. And he must have, because you did not see a whole lot of griping on the part of the 49ers. And Rensel caught this pass, beating Bruce Taylor right in front of the bench. And Taylor way off of Rensel. Way in bounds.
No question about that.
Lance Rensel, of course, coming back from a suspension from last year. He alternates with Jack Snow, bringing in plays. 3rd down and 3. Harris, with a lot of time, lays one up. And Jimmy Johnson was covering all the way on Harold Jackson. And he picks up a little help from Bruce Taylor, but Jimmy Johnson almost was able to go up and over for the interception.
That was good coverage by Jimmy Johnson. Let's finish off the other thing, Alex and Frank, once and for all. If the premise of the column in the paper this morning is correct, that the 49ers play man-for-man coverage mainly, and the premise is not proved to be correct, then they might be making mistake, the 49ers, because with Phillips out and Johnson below par because of injuries, they need to help one another out with the zone.
Mike Berg to punt for the Rams. Deep, Bruce Taylor, 44, Ralph McGill, 49. Low driving kick looking for the sidelines. It does not catch it. Touchback. So the 49ers will take over at their own 20. They'll have 2 minutes and 58 seconds to work with here in the first half. They trail 12-3. Don Heinrich, offensive coordinator for this man, Dick Nolan. Now in his 7th year with the 49ers, came from the Dallas Cowboys, and that probably has led a lot of people to believe that Dick is heavily in favor of a man-to-man defense because he worked for a man for 5 years named Tom Landry, who used to think that was the only defense in the business. But even Tom is using a lot of zone, as are the 49ers. Del Williams is in the backfield, the rookie from Kansas, number 24. And this is number 48, Sammy Johnson. A flag goes down. Flag goes down, and we are going to have a holding call against the 49ers, who are not moving the ball too well, and they're also making those mental errors that cost.
There was a good play here by Brooks. He eludes his man pretty good, and there's a holding. That was the holding on him. That was the guy that got caught. Brooks does a good job, but let's run it back and just see what goes on there. Yeah, there's a holding penalty, definitely.
Bob Piccion, again, working against Larry Brooks. I guess against Brooks, you'd be tempted to hold. He's had a big night. 1st down and 20. Jackson gets the draw call and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the crowd doesn't like the calls, which of course are coming in from the bench. In fact, they're not happy about much of anything because the 49ers have hardly scintillated tonight. They got their score on the basis of a judgment by the Rams to let Bruce Gossett go for a field goal, and they declined the 15-yard penalty against the 49ers at the time.
2:20 and the clock is moving. The 49ers have a second down and 20. They've not been able to do much against this Ram defense, which is now in a prevent defense. The fifth secondary man is in the backfield. Over Jackson getting the call. Larry Brooks. And Jack Reynolds there for the stop. And
well, Frank,
I don't blame him a little bit for booing. It's kind of hard to come with two draws. You're second down and 20.
Everyone in the stadium starts to boo right now, except one guy who's clapping, and he's clapping for the booing, Frank.
That's the 2-minute warning as Tom Owen comes over to talk to head coach Dick Nolan and offensive coordinator Don Heinrich. And we'll be back in San Francisco in just a moment.
If your old shock absorbers are telling you need new ones, come to Sears heavy-duty shock sale now. On sale for $4.88 each. You save over 30%. Come in for a free check during Sears heavy-duty shock sale. Save over 30%. Sears heavy-duty shocks. On sale now, just $4.88 each. Only at Sears.
Sometimes your future may be captured in a single moment, in the present.
We're helping 40 million people, more than 40 million people who know the future is now. At Metropolitan Life, we help to plan the future because the future is now.
Metropolitan Life, where the future is now.
Lee J. Cobb stars in The Great Ice Ripoff, the Wednesday movie of the week at 8:30, 7:30 Central, here on ABC.
2 minutes remaining in the first half from San Francisco, California. The 49ers have the football. It's third down and 20. They've run two consecutive draw plays. Quarterback Tom Owen has just come back from a conference with head coach Dick Nolan. The ball is resting at the 10-yard line. Jackson around on the sweep. Spins out, picks up 3 or 4 yards, and that elicits even further booze from this partisan crowd of 49er fans who do not like the play calling, which is not what you call the most exciting play calling. A draw play on first and 20, another draw play on second and 20, an in run on third and 20. And the 49ers will now be punting, and they'll be punting against a brisk wind that swirls here at Candlestick Park, but we would have to say that Whittam will be punting against the wind. He's been gusting right around 18 to 20 miles an hour. Dave Almendorf is deep, along with Bill Simpson. Off the shoulder pass of Almendorf. That was funny. And recovered by the 49ers. 49ers have recovered as that ball came off the shoulder pads of Dave Almendorf, and I believe Manfred Moore got down there for San Francisco, and he could have lost it in the lights. Dave Almendorf does not make that kind of mistake, and it could be looking back into the lights. He just lost it. There, you saw him turn his head around, and I'm sure that he lost it in the lights. 49ers now with 1 minute. 6 seconds remaining in the first half.
In all those years here, Willie Mays never did that.
The ball is at the 49ers, 41. Larry Schreiber cannot hold on to Tom Owen's low pass.
I would not say this game is being efficiently played at the moment. Would you, Alex?
No, I'm starting to relax a little bit up here, Howard.
It's getting ridiculous.
Don't get comfortable. It's Monday night, remember? That play used 5 seconds. 3 timeouts remaining for the 49ers. Young Tom Owen, a 13th round draft pick. impressed the 49ers when in training camp he broke his facial bone, came back the next day to practice with his jaw wired up, ready to play. That his start 2 weeks ago against the Rams looked good in a losing effort. Looked good last week against Oakland. Now on 2nd down and 10. A lot of time. Has Mitchell wide open. And Eddie McMillan really gave Tom Mitchell a shot. The question is, did he hit him before the ball got there? And the fans are booing, saying that he did.
I don't think he did, Gib.
But
I
it looked
thought
like
Eddie
good timing.
Eddie McMillan read that play beautifully. He was just waiting there for that pass.
Yeah, it was perfect timing, Howard. That was a good play.
Tom Mitchell took quite a shot, but he gets up.
He's tough. From Bucknell, they're all tough from Bucknell. They go back to Clark Hinkle, great Hall of Famer. Tough at Bucknell. And at Green Bay.
Clock stopped with the incompletion at 54 seconds. 3rd down and 10. 49ers trying to throw against the wind. Good time. Going for Washington, and again it was McMillan.
And he's all over the joint. I'll tell
he's
you that.
fantastic. 2 great plays in a row by McMillan.
48 seconds, and the 49ers will have to punt. Tom Owen talking to offensive coordinator Don Heinrich on the sidelines. Owen is 4 of 12 for 86 yards. He's also been on the ground a little bit today. Dave Elmendorf and Bill Simpson are deep. Whittam, the top punter of the NFC. Beautiful kick. Elmendorf fields it at his 18. And a flag goes down. Flag goes down as Bill Simpson threw a block, which could have been interpreted as a clip. Stanford Moore, again down there for the 49ers. Holding against the Rams with 38 seconds showing on the clock remaining in the first half. Gusting to 18 to 25 miles an hour.
Gusting candlestick, gusting windy Howard Cosell.
I'll tell you, I'm gusting. It's getting colder and colder.
It's colder than a witch's elbow up here, isn't it?
Holding is called against Eddie McMillan for the Rams. 38 seconds remaining in the half. LA with a comfortable 12-3 lead. John Cappelletti, Lawrence McCutcheon on the 2 setbacks. The wide receivers are Jack Snow, 84. Harold Jackson, 29, and we'll see whether the Rams will attempt to put more points on the scoreboard by the plays that they call. And this is Cappelletti. Out over the 20, out to the 20. Well, they'll mark it right out the 20. And John Cappelletti is having quite a night, replacing Jim Bertelsen, who was shaken up in the first quarter. A rookie from Penn State, Heisman Award winner. 17 touchdowns Cappelletti scored last year. Had over 1,500 yards rushing. Has picked up 37 yards tonight to add to the 32 he had coming in. And the Rams are just letting it run down. They're content with their 12-3 lead. Interesting halftime coming up. A visit with Muhammad Ali. And we'll also be looking at the youngsters at punt, pass, and kick.
There's only one thing I like better than French cooking. American men. This is Eddie from New Jersey.
Hi.
Even his shirt is very nice. It is Brigade from Errol's French collection. Where regular shirts are full and lousy, Brigade is sleek and trim. It lets you see what a man's build is like while his shirt is on. I see I'm not the only one who likes American men.
Arrow. No wonder American men look so good.
It's civilized. It's restless. It's Mercury Cougar XR7, as unique in its own class as Continental Mark IV. Cougar is plush, deeply padded, fully instrumented, sure-footed on steel-belted radials, distinctive, with elegant opera window and bold classic grille.
Cougar is like nobody else's car.
Teresa Merritt and Clifton Davis star in That's My Mama, Wednesday night.
We're back live, Candlestick Park, San Francisco. The Rams 12, the 49ers 3 at halftime. Quickly a review of the scoring in the first quarter. 15 plays, a commanding drive, and Tony Baker, touchdown. Tony ran in for a touchdown, a 1-yard run. David Ray's attempted conversion failed when the snap from center was bad. David tried to run it in, couldn't make it. Then in the second quarter, a 23-yard pass, as you watch the touchdown there with touchdown Tony. Okay, he's always there in the close-in situations. This is second quarter action. Jamie Harris, number 12, the quarterback whom you don't see, throwing the Bob Klein, number 80, the big tight end. And Bob burst in for the score. That made it 12-0. David Ray's conversion again failed, so they're 0 for 2. Then a 46-yard field goal by Bruce Gossett for the 49ers. That made it 12-3. Normally at this point, we present our halftime highlights of yesterday's NFL games. That will not be the case today because of a special interview I taped earlier with the heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, here in our Chicago studios. This special interview is brought to you by Tipperillo, the mild cigar that makes everything you do look a little better.
There are those times that call for nothing less than a Tipperillo. Sure, it tastes great, but it looks great, too. It makes everything else you do look a little better. Tipperillo. It makes everything else you do look a little better.
The heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, in the wake of his stunning victory over George Foreman on Tuesday night past in Zaire. And Muhammad, the first question has to be, cutting through all the speculation, what are you going to do now? Will you fight again? If so, against whom? Or will you retire?
Yes, Howard, I've made mention that I would like to retire. And I've been thinking about it. My title was taken a couple of times without being defeated in the ring. And just to give it right back like that, I don't think would be fair to my fans, nor the boxer, nor myself. So I think I'm going to hang around and haunt the game a little while and hold my title for a while, take on all challenges, but I must have at least a 4 or 5 month rest.
Well, what does that mean? Will your next opponent be George Foreman or Joe Frazier? Try to be definite.
Well, it's up to my managers. Herbert Muhammad, he's negotiating now with people who represent Frazier and Foreman, and a few more people, too. As you know, I don't duck nobody. My license was given to me after 3.5 year layoff. We fought Jerry Quarry, #1 contender, jumped right on Oscar Bonavina, fought Frazier right after that, fought 10 fights. Fought him again, fought Norton twice, gave him a shot of nobody, broke my jaw, came back and beat him, went and fought George Foreman. So we don't have to make no commitments, so we're not ducking, we don't have to prove nothing. I think I deserve a chance to rest for a few months before we make an announcement, and when we do, it will be one that the public will be satisfied with.
Well, I think you're right about that. You do deserve that rest, champ. But quite frankly, have you been offered a $10 million personal guarantee by either the governments of Kuwait or Iran?
No, I cannot mention no countries.
Why not?
I cannot mention the countries because I told the promoters of those countries that I wouldn't. And so that's that. Then just that easy. And I don't have to Explain nothing. I proved that I'm the greatest fighter of all times, and you don't see a scratch on my face. I just fought your big, bad, powerful George Foreman. I'm not ducking nobody, and I can set him boast and say, you don't have a man on this earth to prove to be my worth. So I pick him and do him when I want him, and I'm not frightened of nobody, and you know that by now, I'm sure, after seeing the results of that last fight.
Okay. I want to take you back in relationship to the fight against Foreman. I want to take you back to March 8, 1971, Madison Square Garden, the 8th round. Look at this footage. You're playing that game against the ropes, and Joe Frazier is trying to belabor you. After that first fight, Muhammad, remember you told me, Howard, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I was clowning. Yet you used exactly the same tactic against George Foreman, and it worked. How do you explain first your use of the tactic and why it worked against Foreman when it wouldn't against Frazier?
Well, number one, I'd say that I was forced to do that because I was off for 3.5 years. I was a little stunned, off and on in the fight. He stunned me. I was forced.